As part of efforts to improve and implement gender equality at all levels, Women's Rights Advancement and Protection Initiative WRAPA, a non-governmental organization, in collaboration with Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, have organized a 4-day training on the need to implement the gender policy of the federal government of Nigeria. This time, the training brought together civil servants from different ministries, parastatals, and agencies of government in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. Secretary General WRAPA Saadatu Mahdi said, gender discrimination and exclusion have been on for a very long time, although government and non-governmental organizations have made continuous efforts, the gap still exists. Hence, the need to bring in those responsible for the implementation of the national gender policy within government ministries, parastatals, and agencies.
National gender policy as revised in 2021 and approved in 2022 is a statement of the commitment of the Nigerian government to ensure that women and all vulnerable persons in Nigeria are catered for within the context of different departments of government and agencies of government. It also speaks to communities. It also speaks to families. And unlike the former gender policy, which is 2006, which really focused on women and was resided mainly in the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, this one is a broader policy. It also clearly states the roles and responsibilities of each ministry. There is a framework for implementation. Because it's a government policy, its major implementers are government workers. That is within the ambit of the activities of government delivering good governance. They are supposed to have certain ways of doing things. Take, for example, somebody from the Ministry of Water Resources has just signed up. Now, one of the major things we have with particularly water is, first of all, it's women and girls who are given the social role of getting water. So when you want to place a well, you want to start thinking of where do we place it? Is it at a distance that makes safety difficult for women? Is it something that they have to use a lot of energy to do? Is it something that exposes them to other risks? Apart from that, how much time do they have for themselves? And when they do fetch the water, to what effect to their own use and so on. So it's a policy that every government worker must consciously consider its provisions as they do the work. If it is infrastructure they are putting up, how would it affect the vulnerable? If it is a building, a government building, can the person with disability access the spaces in that place? If it is a relationship or something that is happening, what will happen? If it is a competition, if it is an employment, would there be equal opportunity for the man and the woman, equal opportunity for the strong and the weak, equal opportunity for persons with disabilities? So that as you work as a government worker, you are very conscious that there's a commitment to ensure all Nigerians are carried along and no one is left behind.
On his part, Country Director, MacArthur Foundation, Kole Shetima said, MacArthur Foundation is always ready to partner with any organization that is committed to the inclusion of women, persons with disability, and all vulnerable persons in policies of government in Nigeria.
We at the MacArthur Foundation are very committed to the inclusion of women, people with disability, young people, and other marginalized groups in Nigeria, because we believe that the majority of our population are usually not part of the decision-making processes. They are not major beneficiaries of government policies and programs, and therefore we believe that including ensuring that the national gender policy is one of the ways and means in which we'll be able to ensure that a large number of our population who are now excluded in our political processes, in our economic processes, in all other cultural and social processes are also included. And that is why we thought that one of the major instruments that we can use is how do we support the implementation of the national gender policy, and especially also bringing together the civil servants who at the end of the day are the custodians of the policy and they are responsible for implementing the policy. How do we ensure that they are aware of what are the various aspects of these policies are, and how can they also work towards ensuring that those policies are implemented?
Facilitator of the training, Olabisi Aina, called on everyone, irrespective of class, should be involved in the gender inclusion policy as gender issues cut across all religion and cultures.
Today, we are building the new policy on 3 pillars. And that is the pillar of gender equality, because it's a goal, women empowerment, because gaps is still everywhere. But working with women is opening eyes to other inequalities in society. That it's not just women that are subordinated, but that because of social placement of persons in society, they also suffer subordination. For example, people with disability, the elderly, and many other persons, the youth sometimes, depending on which family you are from.
It is, however, expected that those who attended the training should step it down in their various offices and organizations. Emmanuel Unu, News 24.